Hi YouTube, my name is Heather and I love anti-MLM content here on YouTube. Today I'm super excited for us to watch a quick video from Ray Higdon about network marketing compensation plans. I'm excited to get started, and as always, please let me know what you think down below.
There is absolute power in not knowing it all. I mean, when people were coming to me, I'm from foreclosure. I worked my way up to become the number one income earner of that company. And people would ask me, they're like, hey man, all right, so give me the game plan. Like, how's the comp plan work? And I'm like, to be honest, I don't know all the intricacies. There's a video out there you can watch. And they're like, wait a minute, hold on. Well, you're the top income earner. Yeah. You can't explain the comp plan. No, I never do. I haven't for the last 5 years. I just point people to the video.
Wouldn't that be a huge red flag for you if you're in an MLM company and the person at the very top of the company, remember, who's treated as a celebrity, who's idolized, doesn't know how you get paid? Do you know how you get paid? I know how I get paid. I get paid through a yearly salary, right? Other people might get paid through an hourly wage. Certain workplaces, I'm sure if you work overtime, you're going to get paid time and a half, or you're going to be paid double time. The vast majority of industries will know how they get paid, and in my opinion, it's a red flag if a high income earner in a network marketing company can't explain it to you. What do you think?
Wow. And it's funny because I remember I've had people say, well, I need to evaluate the comp plan. I got to make sure that's just as good as what it is that I deserve.
Do you notice in this industry, whenever anyone establishes not necessarily a boundary or a requirement for them to feel comfortable with being in this industry, it's always looked down on. So do you see his face right now? In my opinion, with his behavior, he is mocking people who want information on how they get paid, who want to know exactly what they have to do to make money and when, and how many people they might need to have on their team to make a reasonable living wage or to quit their job completely and just do multi-level marketing full time. But in his opinion, right now, it seems as if because that's not how he approached his network marketing business, then it's wrong because in my opinion, you don't have space for different opinions in this industry. You just have to follow what the people at the top are doing. What do you think?
And I say, okay, cool. Have you been in network marketing before? And they're like, yeah, I sure have. Have you created massive success? Nope. Right? And I said, okay.
Sorry, I feel like I'm going to pause 6,000 times. With my last Ray Higdon video, someone commented, I think it was the last one, someone said so much toxic masculinity. And I agree with that also for this video. And with this video, I'm going to try to have this conversation be as productive and as informative as possible. And I'm just going to focus on how he's behaving and not who Ray Higdon is as a person. Okay. In my opinion, in this video and a lot of his videos, he goes between a calm, pretty decent speaker who's just trying to teach to, in my opinion, putting on a persona that is hyper masculine, that is childish. He's spitting right now. Like that, I feel like that's how a 7-year-old might describe a situation. If they're mad, they might spit. They might go, but he's using that kind of language and that kind of demeanor to describe a conversation that he had with another adult. So I think, in my opinion, in this video, he switches between extremely toxic masculinity and not full bullying. He's not as bad in this video as he was in the We're All Addicted to Training video on this channel, but he's doing more mild bullying and being very hyper masculine and portraying a lot of toxic masculinity traits to just teaching and talking to us. What do you think?
Did you know the comp plan of your last company? Sure did. Did that help you succeed? And they're like, you do not need to know the zodiac signs of the doctors that created your formula. You don't need to know.
I think he means the doctors that made our formula that we were fed when we were a baby. Is that true? What do you think? And also, Raymond, no one is stating that we need to know no one is stating that. No one is arguing we need to know the zodiac sign of our doctors as a baby. We're not saying that. And I don't like that he is comparing a very reasonable request to fully understand how you get paid in your job, because most people want to know how they get paid in their job, to something that's completely unreasonable and silly. What do you think?
Know the comp plan inside and out. You don't need to know about hardly anything. What you do need to know is you do need to know how to tell your story, which we're going to talk about at the Prospecting Duplication Summit. You need to know how to tap into other people's stories. You need to know how to share benefits and value. You do not need to know if it's D alpha tachytrianols or DL alpha tachytrianol. You don't need to know that stuff.
What are you talking about? Does anyone know what word he just said there? I don't really understand. But he's saying we don't need to know the compensation plan. We need to know how to share a story. We need to know how to share the value of our products. And so us telling our story is not going to get us paid if we're not able to convince someone to join our business. And those are all really soft skills, and it's not tangible tips and instructions on how to build a business. If I were to join a multi-level marketing company, I would want to know exactly how many people I need to have a reasonable living wage. And maybe if my goal is to be full-time in multi-level marketing, I would want to know what I need. I would want to know how to advance in rank. But in my opinion, people like Ray Higdon and others don't want us to see the compensation plan, because then we're going to see that the vast majority of our wage, not our salary, is based on recruiting massive amounts of people. And if we happen to not be very outgoing, or we're awkward socially, or we have social anxiety, and we know we can't talk to all these strangers every single day, then we're not going to join. What do you think?
And if you do know that stuff, you may want to play dumb from time to time and point people to videos. And I know that my detail person is like, did he just say to play dumb? No way, Jose! Well, then keep rocking out whatever you're doing. If you're getting massive results and you're slaying it, then keep slaying it.
Why do you think he wants us to play dumb? I think it's because he doesn't want people to just pass out the compensation plan and explain how people get paid, in my opinion. So I think he wants to teach people to control the narrative and direct people to videos that share just specific parts of the compensation plan. What do you think?
I'm talking to the people that want to slay it more. I'm talking to the people that maybe you believe there's more potential inside of you. Knowing more isn't going to get you more money in almost every situation in this profession. Now, if you're selling...
That's not true, Raymond. And you know that's not true. In my opinion, at this moment, I think you're being manipulative and you're trying to deceive your audience in this moment. And I'll use an example. So in Beachbody, we all know that the ranks have a very specific makeup, and you need to have a specific number of people who meet specific requirements under you in order to rank up, in order to receive specific bonuses. And he just said, knowing more does not mean we're going to make more money. Not true. So if we don't know how to get to 2-star diamond, to open our second business center, to start getting these star diamond bonuses, we're missing out on that. We're missing out. And we need to know, and I just said this, we need to know if we're 2-star diamond, we have to have 2 diamonds underneath us. We have to have a certain amount of other coaches who are at least at coach status. And we need to know what the personal volume requirements are for all of our coaches. And if we don't look at the compensation plan and fully understand how we make money in Beachbody, we're not going to get to 2-star diamond, because we're not going to know how to structure our downline. We're not going to know which legs are strong leg, which ones are weak leg, and how to place people on our legs. What do you think?
On a car, if you're a car salesman, fine, learn everything. Yeah, I don't know cars, which will be evident very soon. Yeah, this has got a triple manifold clamp screw in it. It's got dually amino assicators in it. It's got finely polished 23-inch cubic zirconia. I don't know anything about cars, but if you're in the...
Why are you yelling at us, Raymond? Why? Chelsea over at I Am CC Suarez said a good point, that these people like to yell at the people watching their videos, because if he just calmly sat there and said, you don't really need to focus on the specifics of the compensation plans. Just focus on connecting with people and you will grow at some point. That doesn't have the same kind of impact on our emotions, on how we're feeling, than this person yelling at us over the internet. And just imagine if we were having this conversation with him at a coffee shop and he's just yelling and laughing and spitting and laughing about how he doesn't know anything about cars. I would be really put off and I would want to leave. I would feel uncomfortable. But I've said this before with famous MLM coaches and top distributors. They can say whatever they want and they can treat people however they want, and no one really questions it because people like Ray Higdon and say top Beachbody coaches are given this godlike celebrity status, and they're not usually held accountable for their poor behavior. And also, this is not the worst example of Ray Higdon's behavior. We all know in the we're all addicted to training video, his behavior was horrifyingly disgusting in that video. But again, I think this is just an immature way to get your point across. And I think a toxic way to get your point across. If he just truly believed we don't need to know lots about compensation, he could just say that in a calm manner. But we know Chelsea Suarez already made that point. That's not going to be as impactful as him yelling and, in my personal opinion, being belligerent. I think he's being belligerent in this video.
The car business, here's the difference. You aren't trying to teach people that are buying a car how to sell cars. You're trying to sell them a car. Hopefully, you're not trying to sell them your fast start kit. My goodness. You want duplication? And you're focusing on, here's all the little things. It's got jojoba seed in it, and it's got pimpleberry in it, and it's got, you see, isobaline in it, right? If you're focused on selling the fast start kit versus paint the vision of them going and selling the fast start kit, of them saying, hey, I can do what this guy does. I mean, he doesn't seem that smart. The guy didn't even finish high school on time. Talking about me. The guy didn't finish high school on time. I mean, if this guy can do it, I can definitely do it. Okay.
So he's wanting us to focus not so much on the details, but on the feeling, on the impact on our mental and physical well-being if we join the MLM business. And most MLM distributors are taught to tell people to just jump in with both feet, take messy action, messy but well-intentioned action, which I don't really understand. And in Beachbody, you're told that you can learn later. You learn as you go. And if I'm starting a new job, I want to know what my job is. I want to know exactly how I make money. I want to know how much I'm paid. I want to know when I'm paid. And I want to know that I can have consistent income in which I can plan for retirement. I can save. I can go on trips when I feel like it. Because if you have a steady income, chances are at some point you can save for your own trips and you don't need to go on MLM trips. And he's talking about, Ray Higdon figured it out and he didn't even finish high school on time. And in some cases, a kid might not finish high school on time because they might have barriers to education that made it harder for them to do their schoolwork and graduate on time with their friends. However, some kids just might take longer. Some kids might learn things in a little bit slower, and not completing high school on time is not a bad thing. Every human is different. And just because someone doesn't complete it on time doesn't mean they're automatically at a disadvantage. Even if it takes you a few extra years, say you finish it, you go to university, you go to college, you get a job, and then you're fine. And you're just a little bit behind your peers, but you're still going to be fine, most likely. Do you know what I mean? Let me know what you think about that part down below.
That's your deal. All I did was is one of the most powerful phrases you can use. All I did was, very powerful phrase. So you don't have to know everything. You can find more great marketing.
So Ray Higdon says we don't have to learn everything. And I take that to mean we should just jump into the multi-level marketing industry without knowing how we get paid, what we do, anything like that. And he doesn't want us to know that in order to make any money at all in any multi-level marketing company, you have to recruit mass amounts of people who also recruit mass amounts of people. So what do you think about that? What do you think about him telling us that or not telling us, insinuating that we're unreasonable for wanting to know how we're paid and wanting to get the compensation plan explained to us? And do you also agree that if you were joining a multi-level marketing company, would you think it's a red flag that the top income earner doesn't know how he gets paid? That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.